Hey, my name's Aidan, and this is my 321 takeaway video. And we're just going to be going over what I think the most important concepts and lessons I've learned over the course of this business law class. I'm just going to be following the 321 format as discussed. So, my top three takeaways, then my two major legal challenges towards businesses, their solutions, and then my one important lesson that I think all business law students should take into consideration. So, of my first three takeaways, the first one is going to be the role and importance of alternative dispute resolution, otherwise known as ADR. And one of my significant takeaways with the growing role of ADR methods, such as mediation and arbitration in civil and administrative disputes, is that they raise questions to me about fairness and transparency, particularly in imbalanced power dynamics, and that I think balancing efficiency with equity is crucial as businesses rely on ADR for their business practices. My second point is going to be the flexibility of business structures, particularly seen between limited partnerships and LLCs, right, and how that affects liability, taxation, management flexibility, and that an LLC is going to offer protection, liability protection, and flexibility, which is going to be ideal for many entrepreneurs. But a limited partnership is always going to suit investors seeking limited liability without management involvement. Um, my third big takeaway is going to be the doctrine of expectation damages in contract law, particularly seen in the case we went over, Hawkins versus McGee, because this really deepened my understanding of how courts can calculate damages and breach of contract cases. The concept of expectation damages ensures that the injured party is compensated to reflect the value that which they've received had the contract been fully performed. This lesson highlighted the importance of clear promises and documentations and agreements, of course. Okay, so getting into my two of the major legal challenges that are faced by businesses. My first one is going to be just the case of navigating contractual capacity. I think that a major challenge imposed on businesses is to ensure all parties to a contract have the legal capacity to enter into such an agreement. For example, businesses must verify that parties like minors or individuals with mental impairments fully understand the terms to the best of their ability. A solution is incorporating robust verification processes, as well as using plain language in contracts to ensure comprehension, which I think would just help everybody if these cases were sometimes easier to read. Um, you know, but my second one's going to be balancing autonomy and fairness in arbitration. Like I said earlier, arbitration allows businesses to avoid costly litigation. It can also lead to just inherent power imbalances when one party exerts an undue influence over the rules or arbitrators. I think to mitigate this, businesses should adopt a neutral arbitrator selection process and just find ways to enforce that more ethical standards are made to ensure fairness and equality when trying to arbitrate between the two parties. So, the most valuable lesson I learned this semester is that clear, equitable communication is the cornerstone of successful business law practice. Whether that's going to be drafting a contract, resolving disputes, or navigating the regulatory frameworks, transparency and fairness, I think, should guide every decision. And for my fellow business law students, here's my question, and maybe this is the philosophy major in me, but how do you think businesses can better integrate legal ethics into their operations to foster trust and compliance? But that wraps it up. So thank you so much for listening to me and trying to hear my insights. And I hope my reflections can maybe resonate with you or spark an internal, meaningful discussion on how business and law relate with one another. But I look forward to hearing everyone else's valuable lessons that they've learned over the term. And yeah, best of luck with wrapping up the term, everybody.